So it turns out the very popular smartphone game Pokemon Go isn't just about catching Pokemon. Some criminals are using the app to track down gamers and then rob them. It happened at a university right near Washington, D.C. 4 students were robbed on the University of Maryland's campus earlier this week. Police say all but one of them were playing Pokemon Go. They now worry the app can be used to lure people into darkened areas. Also, if players want to battle other Pokemon, they may have to meet up with complete strangers.
It's random people. You don't know who it is. It's just pretty much a game tag name that you set up for yourself, and that's all you see. You don't know any personal information about anybody.
So in the Pokemon Go world, these meeting locations are called gyms, and gyms are set up across your area near actual landmarks. Marnie?
As it may be, is also raising a lot of concerns, and safety is one. But the other thing the game does is thrust players into an altered reality. Dr. Greg Jantz joins us.
Oh, yes.
Good to see you as always. And you wrote a column about this topic this week, this augmented reality,
Yes.
and you called it problematic. Why?
It's problematic because you get so distracted that you lose touch with reality. This is one of those things that you're partially distracted, which means I have partial attention to what reality is. And we've already known. In fact, I was talking to a 911 dispatcher, and she said, you know, we had a call about a kid crossing the freeway playing this game, totally distracted about what was going on around him.
Absolutely. We're seeing it every day
Yes.
in every place. Not only are you a counselor and a doctor, but you're a parent.
I am a parent.
And you're having this conversation with your teenage sons
We were
as
talking
well.
about it last night.
And you have some concerns about them playing it. How is that conversation going?
Well, first of all, I really approach this in a positive way. I'm really glad it gets you out and you're doing some things. It is a different type of game. And there's a part of this that's really fun, but also potentially really addictive. Okay, so here's the thing. First of all, we got to have time boundaries. How much time are you going to really allow for this? I just had a gal tell me, so my husband went out at 10:30 last night for a walk. He never goes out for a walk.
Right? So that's good.
What was he doing?
I mean,
He's playing this game.
We're encouraging activity.
So we're encouraging activity, but we're having a discussion around, well, how much time? And here we are, back to the dinner table. Are we going to allow this? Is this going to be all of our conversation that we're talking about? The other thing is, we need to remember, this brings out the black hatters. This brings out the bad guys. Lots of things can happen.
Let's talk about the mental state of people. You know, you in your business of counseling people are trying to help them deal with their actual reality. And one thing you pointed out in your column is that's a tough job in and of itself. What types of mental health concerns do you have about a game like this that gets people so involved?
So involved, and we develop these instant relationships with the person we just met on the corner who's doing the same thing we're doing. And it feels like a relationship in a way, and this is a point of bonding. But we need to be very careful. So let's be aware of that, be very careful. I always suggest not only control the time that you're allowing yourself, and if you can't control the time, that's a problem. The other piece is, don't do this one alone. Be with somebody. And if you're out doing this and deciding we're going to do this for the next 2 hours or whatever, honor the time, but have somebody who's your go-watcher. If everybody's looking down at their phones and somebody's really not paying attention, we've got to pick who's the person that really is going to be our safety person.
The other thing that I've seen in some of the things we're reporting is the line between right and wrong, and people are crossing that. I mean, for example, a Pokestop was set up at the Holocaust Museum or at the 9/11 Memorial. What is it about this type of game that impacts the way people think and their decisions, making good choices as they move forward? They almost become oblivious to those things.
They do. And they begin to cross boundaries they wouldn't normally cross. So there's Pokemon balls here, so it's okay for me to go into what now looks like a private residence, which maybe before it was a business, and that's happened. And so we're not honoring normal space boundaries. And this can be a problem. I know that, for example, right out in front of our business, we have a fountain, and our fountain was a hot spot. And we have people out in front and there you go.
There they are. So lots of concerns. You bring up many good points, but at the heart, this is a game.
It's a
game.
I
mean, is there really any harm in playing it some? I mean, for a lot of people, they're like, it's just it's getting us out there. It's fun.
Can I play it some?
Can you play it some?
Yes. Was I a person that really has trouble with video games and over-involving myself in this? Am I over-involving now in a non-reality, treating it as though it is a reality? Now look, I want you to have fun. That's great. But be aware when you're crossing lines, and can you pull yourself back?
Okay, so you say you can play it some, just, yeah, there's some caveats.
And some folks, maybe not.
Okay. Yeah, so you have to ask yourself, if you have one of those addictive personalities, you're a gamer, you're going to get really involved.
Where's this going to take you? And here's the big question. Will I regret all the time I've used later?
Okay, that's a serious question. Yeah. All right, thanks for bringing up this topic, this augmented reality. I think it's important. It'll be interesting to see as we move forward how this game is played out.
Yeah.
Dr. Jantz, appreciate your time. Guys, back to you.
Hey, listen, this is a new reality, so we need a little guidance, and we always appreciate it from Dr. Jantz. All right, gorgeous night. Look at the sun.